it's Kristen, and I'm totally sucking down Dr. Pepper on my drive to work this morning. It's the first Friday of the month, which means it's time to link up with Amber and Annie for Speak Up, Link Up. And this month's topic is truth. And the truth of the matter is, I forgot that today was the first Friday of the month. So, I'm very unprepared as far as vlogging goes. So my number one goal for today's video is that it's not 16 minutes long and I don't have to stop and start it again, because I kid you not, this is like the 9th time I've pressed record. Truth, I'm vlogging in the car again. When I thought about the fact that this was the first week of the month, it was late yesterday afternoon, and we were all at home together. Josh and I were binge watching Game of Thrones, and the kids were in pajamas, and there just was no feasible way for me to pull off a vlog last night. We live in a tiny house, and so we all share all the spaces. There's not really a way I can sort of get away and do that. So that left this morning again, so I'm in the car. So forgive the fact that I'm not making eye contact. Even when I look at the camera, it doesn't look like I'm looking at the camera because I had to hang my phone kind of weird this morning. So, the truth of the matter is, February was the shortest month ever. And I know that it's the shortest month of the year anyway, but it's like I blinked and it was gone. It's exasperated by the fact that my kids have practically been home 2 days a week for this entire month. The weather in Alabama is always crazy this time of year. It's either 90 degrees outside or it's 12 degrees outside. There's no middle ground for the month of February, March. I don't know what the deal is. But we've been out of work and school several times this month for weather. And it's like we live in this Bermuda Triangle, black hole county, because weather always happens around us, but it never happens to us. To the north and south, they get all the snow when it comes through, and we get nothing. We are just below the line every single time. So we were home a day last week, and we waited on snow all day, and it snowed at like 8:45 in the evening for 15 minutes. And of course I woke my kids up and let them play outside in the snow for that 15 minutes because, bless their hearts, they had been staring out the window since like 6 o'clock in the morning. Yesterday we were at home for a potential ice storm, and if you know anything about the South and weather here, last year we had a huge ice storm, and people got trapped at work and trapped in their cars on the sides of the road, and it was pretty traumatic. And so I think that the governor of Alabama is going to be like the boy that cried wolf, because now every time there's even some potential of bad weather, everything's closed, and then we all sit at home and watch it rain all day, which is what happened yesterday. The good thing about being home yesterday is that Sophie had the stomach virus for the second time in like 10 days, and she came home from school sick on Wednesday afternoon, so I was gonna have to stay out of work and keep her home yesterday anyway. So I was fortunate that we closed a half a day and I just got to stay home with her. So the truth of the matter is that this vlog is not about truth at all. It's about the truth of what's going on in my world today, but you'll have to forgive me for my lack of preparation. That's all I have to say. Life is good though. I have high hopes for March, despite the fact that I have eaten Chick-fil-A for breakfast. Today is the 3rd day this week. Josh is not going to be happy with me because we talked about doing Whole30 again the month of March, and we were all sort of gung-ho about it, and doing the marathon relay at the end of the month last month got me really excited to get back on some sort of regular exercise routine. And the truth of the matter is, I'm weak, and we have eaten so much junk this week. I bought all sorts of great stuff at Sprouts over the weekend, but Josh has had baseball games pretty much every single day, and the girls and I don't cook when he's not home. It's not worth it. So if he doesn't ever eat dinner at all, she doesn't eat dinner. She eats maybe like some yogurt or banana, but she's never really been an evening eater. So it's silly for me to cook a big meal for Ella and I. So we've had Zaxby's this week, and we've had Chipotle this week, and I've had Chick-fil-A for breakfast 3 times, and we're probably gonna have Panera Bread for dinner. So yeah, the truth of the matter is I'm weak. And but my goal is that next Monday I'm gonna kick myself in the rump, and I'm gonna be running 4 to 5 days a week again, and we are gonna Whole30 the rest of the month. Spring break is at the end of this month. It's clear I will not be wearing a bathing suit, but when I think about how much time is left between now and summer vacation, I know I've really got to get myself together. Another truth, so I went to the bank day before yesterday, to cash a check, and my driver's license was expired. Does that happen to anybody but me? So I had to get it renewed today. And can we talk about these pictures and how terrible they are? There on the right, that's Fat Kristen. That's my picture from 4 years ago. And that was after, about a year after Sophie was born, I guess. But I hadn't really done anything to get the baby weight off. And so I was a good 40 pounds heavier than I am right now, despite the fact that my driver's license still says 112 pounds, which is how much I weighed when I graduated high school. The guy in front of me in line this morning asked me if I had changed my weight since high school. And of course I was mortified to have to say, no. Who does that? I was not going up to the counter and being like, oh yes, can we please add 30 pounds? Not happening. Okay, so the best truth I have for you this week is that tomorrow, my husband and I are going out of town. And we're only going to be gone for a little more than 24 hours, but I can't even tell you how excited I am. That is all we have talked about and thought about for the last 3 weeks. For his birthday, he did really good for my birthday last year. He bought me concert tickets, although they were for a band that he loves. But he did good because the show was the best show we saw last year. And he got us a place to stay downtown so that we didn't have to worry about how late we were. And we got to sleep late the next morning, and it was super, super fun. And so I knew I needed to get him something great for his birthday this year. And so I went back and forth with tons of ideas, and finally I decided that I would just steal his idea. So I looked to see what sort of concerts were going on, and originally I wanted to buy tickets for Bonnaroo, but you know, we're grown-ups and we have responsibilities, and so like $600 on concert tickets is a little silly, and so I talked myself out of that, even though Mumford is headlining and there's some other really great bands playing. So I tried to see what was playing locally, either, you know, the weekend of his birthday or sometime around that, and I couldn't really find anything. But then I lucked up because one of his favorite bands, Houndmouth, if you are not familiar with, super great. They have one album out and they have another album coming out this month. He loves them, and they have not come to Birmingham or really anywhere in Alabama that we can tell for the last year. And so they are playing Atlanta this weekend, which is about a 2-hour drive for us, but it's the perfect little overnight getaway. So I bought tickets for the show, and they were like $14. People really need to know how great this band is, because their tickets should be more than $14. And then I got us a great place to stay. So we are leaving in the morning. We're going to get haircuts, and I'm going to get a pedicure, and then we're going to get on the road and have some lunch somewhere. And we have the whole day because the show is not until 9. And then we don't have to be back on Sunday until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So my plan for Sunday is to sleep until the hotel kicks us out at noon, and then have some sort of great Sunday brunch somewhere. If you're married and you have children and you're not getting away for the weekend with your significant other and without your children, you are doing yourself and your marriage such a huge disservice. I've blogged about this so many times, but when we were first married, we didn't travel a lot, just the two of us, outside of summer vacations. And then once you have kids, it's so difficult to do. There's so many things that you have to, you know, plan for, and, you know, is spending $1,000 on a vacation for, you know, a long weekend and plane tickets and things like that. Is that really feasible? You know, do I need to be spending that money on my children, or do I need to put it in savings? And it's really hard to make that decision sometimes. And we got lucky several years ago, and Josh had a business trip, and it just worked out that I could take the weekend and go out of town with him. And we vowed after that weekend that we would take a long weekend every single year, just the two of us, and go somewhere super fun. And so we've been to New York twice, and we've been to Dallas, and last year we went to San Francisco. And this year we're trying to go to Washington, D.C., but we're trying to go in the fall. And so we haven't planned all of the logistics yet. So we decided that just for now we were going to do a short little weekend away for his birthday, and just spend some one-on-one time together. And it doesn't have to be anything extravagant or expensive. Just you know, we've even thought about like having a staycation at home and just sending the kids away for the weekend. But it's so nice just to get to talk to each other about things that are not kid related, and do fun things. And concerts have not always been something that Josh loves, but I've convinced him in the last 1.5 or 2 years that they're such a fun thing to do together. And so I'm really looking forward to this weekend. So if you're not spending one-on-one time, you need to be doing that. So okay, well, I'm almost to work now, and we're topping out at 10 minutes, and I said it was gonna be short, and it's kind of not short, can't be as good as mine's gonna be, but I hope it's really good anyway. And I hope your video is better than mine today. And yeah, so I'll see you again in April. And next month, I will have just gotten back from a week at the beach with my family for spring break. So hopefully I'll have lots of fun things to talk about. So see you next time. Bye.